Well, hello there, boys and girls, friends and neighbors. Big Rig Johnny here with you, and Road Dog Journey making her first appearance on Big Rig Rants. You know, she hasn't been with me for about a week because she got a stomach bug and was shitting all over the truck. So we had to leave her home for a little while, have Mama get her system right. So she's back with us. Say hi, Journey. Say hi to the people. She's camera shy. Anyway, so today's Big Rig Rant. It's been a little while. I don't know. I kind of get to the point where I feel like nobody's really listening, so I put it on hold. But today, I was talking to somebody, to a guy at the shipper that I go to quite often, Cacique Foods. You might have seen them in the supermarket. They mainly do cheeses, Mexican cheeses, and Mexican sausage called chorizo. So I haul chorizo, either beef or pork or a combination of both, from Cedar City up to Amarillo. Usually about once a week, twice a week. I'm talking to this guy, and this is right after I got into a real stink with a little 18-year-old bastard that is supposed to be our mechanic, one and only mechanic at this new company I've been with. I mean, I've been here for less than 5 weeks, and I feel like I've been trying to been here 5 weeks, been trying to quit for 6 weeks, is what it seems like. Everything's that can go wrong has gone wrong. I've been lied to. Everything that they told me was bullshit. Talked to the owner who just bought it about a year and a half ago and totally changed everything, basically dismantled everything that was good about this company that had been around for 50 years. That should have told me I was making a mistake, but moved my family to Cedar City. I didn't really have much choice, and also it seems like, you know, for all my bluster, I think I have such a great insight on people. Maybe I don't. I think my picker's off because I keep picking these shitty companies. But anyway, so everything's just going wrong, and this little 18-year-old motherfucker just thinks that he's going to talk to someone that's 30 years his senior, like I'm some kind of chump. You know, I mean, every time I ask him to do something to the truck, he basically turns it around and says it makes it seem like it's my fault, and I'm just not going to put up with that. I'm not going to put up with it from a grown man. I'm surely not going to put up with it from some little 18-year-old fuckhead. So I told him so this time, and he bowed up on me like like he was going to wanted to fight or was trying to back me down with his words. I got right in his face and said, "Look, motherfucker, you want to go? I'm ready to quit anyway. I'll go out with a bang." You know, I said, I'll knock your fucking head off if that's what you want to do. Now, these are not, kids that are watching this, these are not things that you want to do when you go to work for somebody. This is what gets you fired. But at the same time, you have to stand up for yourself. You can't let people push you around, and that's all that I've been dealing with, is I've been pushed around. Anyway, that wasn't my comments were not what I meant to make this video about. I wanted to mention what happened so I can say, when I was talking to the guy that was loading me at Cacique, I was telling him all my issues and stuff, and he totally agreed with me, and he said that this company has gone way downhill in the last year and a half since the new owner bought it, and he totally understands what I'm talking about. He's had his issues with these people as well that run it. So it made me feel a lot better. But, you know, we were just talking about stuff, and it comes down to what it is to be a man in 2024. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I'm not going to talk about what it is to be a woman. I don't want to hear anybody give me any shit. Well, what about women? No, this is about being a man in 2024, because I can speak to that because I'm a man. I'm a 51-year-old man in 2024, and it's very, very tough, okay? It's very tough. And it's not the way it was for my dad to be a man in the 60s and 70s. I mean, he had to worry about going to Vietnam, and I am glad that I don't have to worry about that. But in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, even part of the 80s, early part of the 80s, you could go to work for a big company. You know, you can go to work for a factory, you can go to work for a furniture store, you can go to work for some big company, and you could stay there for 25 or 30 years, and they'd give you a gold watch and a nice retirement package. And, you know, it wasn't without its ups and downs. You know, life wasn't great, but you could go to work at some place now that we look down on as, oh, you just work at a factory. You work at a rivet factory, or you put tires on cars in the factory, or, you know, you load trucks for a living, or any of that kind of stuff. We look down on that. Like, you know what? Why don't you do something better? You know, why aren't you a bond trader? Why aren't you a money manager? Why don't you work on Wall Street? You know what? Not everybody wants to work on Wall Street. Not everybody wants to do something where you don't create anything. You don't create. You don't help things move along. You don't have. You know, there's not really any reason to be other than to move the corporate Leviathan forward. Okay. You know, I mean, I've worked at a lot of jobs that they don't do very much. That's why I'm out of them. You know, they don't really do much. They don't really have a real impact on everyday society. I'm a truck driver, okay? I have a big impact on society. Although I get treated like dog shit, there's no respect from anybody, even this little 18-year-old bastard, that thinks he's better than me. I don't get any respect. Most truck drivers don't get any respect, which is why you don't really have a truck driving class anymore. You have a bunch of immigrants that have come over, and they're still getting paid a lot better than they did in India or Pakistan or any of the Asian countries. They're coming over here and they're like, hey, this is great. The roads are better, which is saying a lot for how bad the roads are in other countries, Mexico and India and the Asian countries, because our roads are really bad. They come over here and they're like, hey man, we had it way, way worse, so we're gonna come over here and do what you want. But the trucker class, the red-blooded American that used to drive a truck is almost gone, because it's too expensive. If you want to have your own truck, it's too expensive. The fuel's too expensive. All the regulations, the insurance, is just too expensive. You can't do it. And then you go to work for these large mega companies, and they treat you like shit. They just treat you like a number. They promise you a bunch of shit, and then they renege on their promises, which is why I went to a smaller company. This company's only got 20 trucks. And I thought, well, they're going to treat me more like family. I won't just be a number. Well, it's even worse, because I've gotten treated much better at these large companies than I have here. And, it's just because nobody puts any, they don't put any I don't know, they don't put any respect on having good workers, workers that have been there a long time, guys that know how to drive a truck. It's not just holding a steering wheel. I know a lot of people think that, and they've made it so easy that you really are just steering wheel holders, because the trucks are automatic now, which is a damn shame. It's easier in some situations when you're in traffic and all that. So I like that it's easier, but when you're going up hills and all that, you want to be able to gear down and go into a lower gear to get yourself up the hill without lugging. And this happens. You just lug up these hills all the time, and it just kind of sucks. But they just hire anybody as long as you've driven an SUV before, and you check your mirrors and turn wide, then you're a truck driver. But you're not. A truck driver is someone that knows about their truck and can fix little things. I can't, and I should know how to do that. And I'm trying to get myself more aware of the mechanics of the truck and how to fix it. But these companies don't even want you to fix it. I got into a big fucking argument with this little 18-year-old fucknut today, because he didn't want me to. My low beams went out, and I tried to take the bulb out so I could see what size bulb it was, so I can get one at a truck stop, and I couldn't get it out of there. So I put it back in the housing, and apparently I didn't put it in exactly right. I didn't hurt it. It didn't make any difference, but I didn't put it in exactly right. And he says, don't even touch this stuff. Just bring it to me. And I go, okay. Then do your job and actually fix these things without giving me a bunch of shit. But that's my point, is that, I mean, truck drivers don't get any respect at truck stops. They don't get any respect at shippers or receivers. Our time doesn't mean anything. It's just, hey, it's hurry up and wait, and if you don't like it, too fucking bad. What are you going to do about it? I mean, there's not really, it's not like you can talk to the boss or the owner. These big mega corporations, like Albertsons and Smiths and Walmart and all that, you can't talk to anybody that actually has any power. You just talk to these functionaries who just look at you like too fucking bad. But to wrap it up here, essentially, to be a man in this world now is all about pressure. It's crushing pressure. It's just every day. It's just you're like a diamond. They're trying to find the diamond, I guess, in the rock, and they're just going down. Pressure. And a lot of people crack under that pressure. And at the very least, if you don't totally crack up, you get angry and you maybe mouth off to people, or you say things to people that don't necessarily deserve your ire, but also the people that do deserve your ire. And it's just pressure all day long. I don't want to work for this company anymore, but I got a wife and a son and her stepfather. They all depend on me. I'm the only one really working. I'm the only one that's bringing in an income. As they used to say, bringing home the bacon. I'm the breadwinner. Okay, so I can't just say fuck off and I'll go find another job, which I could find another job trucking tomorrow, but it's going to keep me out for 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month, 2 months at a time. If and when I was single, I did that. It's a very lonely life. It's a very lonely existence. But I could have done that if it was just me. But I have other people to worry about now. And so I can't just tell them to go fuck themselves. But I want to, and that's pressure. And I say, no, I'm not going to do that. All right, let my wife talk me out of that, and let her talk me into trying to be, to take a different tact about it. And then 5 seconds later, I gotta listen to some little 18-year-old punk telling me that I'm not doing things right. Like he thinks he's my boss. But and then so I've been looking around for another job, and it's just we live in a small town. That's why everybody lives in these big cities, because especially with trucking, you can get a job anywhere as long as you live in a big city like LA or Vegas or Chicago or whatnot, because they can get you through. Those are major transportation hubs. But living in Salt Lake City, in Cedar City, it's a lot more difficult, because there are companies in Salt Lake City and whatnot, but I kind of have to live in Salt Lake City if I want to get back home there. So it's just difficult. There's just a lot of pressure, and it continues every single day in big ways and small ways. Whether it's financial, not having enough money at the end of the day, going grocery shopping, paying bills. I'm out here on the road all the time, so I got to eat a lot of fast food. I spend $40 or $50 a day, on food, and then it's like, well, okay, take some food and put it in your refrigerator, but that doesn't always work out. It's nothing but pressure. It is pressure, and more pressure. And everybody wants Big John to be a happy guy. Smile, Big John. Cool out. Don't have a heart attack. Don't have a stroke. Just chill out, man. Let it roll off your back. Let it roll off your back. It's hard to let it roll off my back. I've been trying. It's not built that way. I don't have a sloped back so that it can just roll off. I got big, broad shoulders. Anyway, I've been going on for almost 15 minutes now. I told myself I was going to keep it under 10, so maybe somebody would actually watch this video in its entirety, but I can't seem to do that. But I do feel better, so for the couple of people that are going to watch this in its entirety, that are my support group, like Bruce Benson and some other people, I sure appreciate it. And my little Journey road dog appreciates it. We got to get back on the road. We got to be in Amarillo by tomorrow night. So until next time, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, Big Rig Johnny and Journey say keep your wheels down and your eyes up. We'll talk to you next time.